welcome to English for Academic and Professional Purposes class. I will be your teacher again, Crisalda Manzano Budomo. Last video, we discussed what are the various techniques and reading strategies. For today's lesson, we will discuss what are the various strategies or techniques in summarizing. Let's start. What is summarizing? Summarizes is a process of reducing the original text into 1/3 of its original size. It is articulating the author's main purpose and retaining the main ideas. In addition, summarizing also means expressing the important details about someone or something in a clear form. Summarizing can be defined with these words: reducing text, most important ideas, simply, briefly, and accurately. The first step in summarizing is to read first the whole content of the composition of an author to identify the intent or the purpose. If you are reading incompletely, you may provide inaccurate summary. Remember, inaccurate summary is a plagiarism. One of the summarization techniques that you may use is to present the facts or concepts into visual formats, such as Venn diagrams, flowcharts, infographics, or templates. To avoid the difficulty, you must identify first what is the main idea and then the supporting details. Use your vocabulary to use another word. However, make sure to retain the information or the same meaning. Remember, when we are summarizing, we are doing the condensed form of the compositions. So avoid too long summary. And of course, paraphrasing is one of the best skills in summarizing. With paraphrasing, I repeat, do not use the same word that the author used in the compositions. Use your vocabulary, or you may check the dictionary for other terms that you may use. At this point, I'm going to give you 5 techniques on summarizing. The first technique at this point is called somebody, wanted, but, so, then. It is an excellent summarizing strategy for stories. Each word represents a key question related to the story's essential elements. When we talk about somebody, it refers to the who is the story about. Wanted, what does the main character want? But, identify the problem that the main character encountered. So, how does the main character solve the problem? And finally, then, is about how the story ends. Here is an example of this strategy in action. Somebody, Little Red Riding Hood. Wanted, she wanted to take cookies to her sick grandmother. But she encountered a wolf pretending to be her grandmother. So she ran away crying for help. Then a woodsman heard her and saved her from the wolf. After answering the questions, combine the answers to form a summary, and it goes like this. Little Red Riding Hood wanted to take cookies to her sick grandmother, but she encountered a wolf. He got to her grandmother's house first and pretended to be the old woman. He was going to eat Little Red Riding Hood, but she realized what she was doing and ran away crying for help. A woodsman heard the girl's cries and saved her from the wolf. The technique number 2 is almost the same with technique number 1. It is called Saac Method, and each acronym has the meaning: state, assign, action, and complete. This kind of technique is applicable for writing your review of related literature or studies. State is about the name of the article or book. Assign is the name of the author. Action, what the author is doing. And complete, the sentences or summary with keywords and important details. The third technique is the most common of them all. This is the 5 W's and 1 H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. These questions make it easy to identify the main character and the important details as well as the main idea. Who is the story about? What did they do? When did the action take place? Where did the story happen? Why did the main character do what he or she did? And how did the main character do what he or she did? Just like the technique number 1, you have to fill out the questions of 5 W's and 1 H to form your summary. After the technique in action, you can now come up with a good summary using the details you have taken from who, what, when, where, and why, and also the how. The fourth technique is commonly used for long type of compositions. We call it first, then, finally. First, what happened? Include the main character and the main event or action. Then, what key details took place during the event or action? And finally, what were the results of the event or action? The last technique is called Give Me the Gist. When someone asks for the gist of the story, they want to know what the story is all about. In other words, you're not going to tell every detail of the story. To introduce the gist method, explain that summarizing is just like giving a friend the gist of the story and have your students retell each other about telling your favorite books or movies in just 15 seconds or less. You can use the gist method as a fun, quick way to practice summarizing in a regular basis. So there you are, those are the 5 techniques in summarizing. See you again to our next video. Bye!